Ways make me smile, ways make me smile. Ways make me smile, ways make me smile. Ways make me smile, ways make me smile.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Day with Delenn on Tuesday. It is a rough day trying to get back into things after a long weekend. That's the way life often goes. So we are in the Minecraft world, and today we're just doing cleanup. We built the sub last week, so we are going to just go and make it clean up a little bit, make it some spawn-proof, and possibly do a little bit of drying out on the inside. So in order to do that, we are going to pick up some carpet and see if we need to head over to the spawn and check our mailbox, because I'd be bad at that. So yeah, I was working on dealing with villagers and such this past week. Looking for getting an entire box full of stuff. Disorganized, you know, the way life goes, it's normal. Let's see what let's see. Okay. No rent, no big deal. What we got here? This was that's the concrete box for mistakes. That's for the white carpet. Morning, Bob. How are you? Or good evening. Good evening. How are you?
There.
And how is your fine dinner working out today? I saw that you have some interesting projects, or not projects, dinner plans, which is all good. Do I have a yellow?
Hello.
Must have left yellow wool out there, I guess. Howdy, hey! Good to see you. Pleased to meet you. I don't think that we have met Tai Tai. So I'm curious to know what it is that caught your attention about the stream.
Hello.
Just about to pop in the oven. Ooh. I liked it for the most part. The picture of the curry. I'm not a huge fan of the onions personally. Just not an onion kind of gal. But otherwise, looked very, very tasty. Okay, so, oops, I guess I should sleep. For those of you that are not familiar, this is me. And I play a lot of Minecraft as well as cozy games, a little bit of preferably PvE, Sea of Thieves, not usually on stream. I've been playing it a lot with my kids. I am very disorganized. What else can I say? In short, I guess that's about it. Take a quick boo and see if we've got flowers. We always have flowers, right? Right. Drop them in the box. Well, sort of. Do their thing. Okay. And I have this weird feeling that I'm forgetting something. So I'm going to, just on spec, grab a box of yellow wool, just in case, and then we can head on. Better attention. 1 face, 2 Minecraft, 3 ADHD tech. Apologies for all 3. So Tuesdays are one of those days that I start an hour earlier, so I'm an hour less organized. You know how that works. And I tend to get myself very, very turned around, very squirrely. 25 different things going on in my head all at once, you know. That's how that tag works. So this season in Minecraft, I have taken over, I use some, okay, back it up. Back up the sentence. I use quality of life mods, although the server itself is fairly vanilla. We have a couple of minor tweaks, like we've got some mini block stuff added. But for the most part, we are a vanilla server. Oh, that's on 3rd floor. Right, 3rd floor. So by being a vanilla server, we don't have a whole lot of stuff going on. In this world, though, I use a good number of quality of life mods that are client side, and that allows me to do things like get slightly less lost. Although, really, I should use a world thing that points me in the correct direction. That's okay. I will ask that in that case. You've sort of opened the door to the question. Are you just like me having a tough day with words, or Or is English not normally your first language? Kind of curious. I go with the face cam because basically, long story made short, it's a layer of honesty. So, for example, when I'm having a really off day, you can tell. Or when something jump scares me, you can tell. Sometimes I have the ability to to be physically jump scared, but quiet. And so that doesn't help a whole lot in terms of content quality or interest. So that's where the face cam originally came from. I also do Lego builds on Fridays with a very strong lean towards a Harry Potter theme. Just I like that world. It's fun in an escapist sense because nobody there really has a whole ton of headaches, I guess you could say. Aha. Excellent. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it oh so much. Plus an ad, okay. I'm gonna throw the ad in this box, and I'm gonna put these up here just so I don't lose them in the meantime. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it very much. Sponges will be returned when I am finished with them. Cool. Conversation here is hit or miss. Oh, and I remembered my new thing. I forgot to put a redeem in for it, but yeah, we also picked up a new toy I didn't tell people about. Basically, you can see on screen we've got a game called Geek Out. This particular edition appears to be Pop Culture Party, and the category of the question comment was TV. So I use that for conversation generation. Some people like to play the game and just try and name things. Some people just ignore it. You know, it's 6 one, 1 dozen the other. We have people from all over the world that both play and watch. This is not my server. This is a server belonging to a wonderful content creator called Dadcraft73. And if you haven't seen his stuff, do make yourself a note to check it out later, because it's a nice calm thing. It's more of a community full of adults, but we keep it very family friendly because we never know if we're going to have a few of our younger members watching, or we have a lot of parents and grandparents and so forth who have kids that could pop up, or we just are not a huge fan of some of the more mature channels. So this is where that community came from. And oddly enough, there are quite a few of us with the 4-letter acronym abilities, I guess, superpowers, or detriments, depending on your personal point of view. And, well, we don't make a big deal out of it, and I don't believe DC is having that adventure. There are quite a few in his community that are, and it's kind of neat to see how each of us handle things. Oh, haha. Otter Oswin is quite literally my bot. However, I'm working on potentially getting him a bit more of his own personality, or botanality, I guess. Just in that I'm looking at potentially throwing him some AI. How's that? Probably the easiest way of putting it. So you can see I'm easily distracted, which is great. Sarcasm intended. This yellow wool. Woohoo! I thought I had some hiding. All right. Move as much of this as we can in here. There we go. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And the question of the day question, I forgot to post or pin it. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate that very much. So today's question of the day was, if you could turn any activity into an Olympic sport, what would you have a good chance at winning a medal for? Any activity, huh? Yeah, QOTDQ. It's kind of confusing. Aha. Language. Language guessing. There you go. So when you say language guessing, I'm curious what you mean by that. And as far as guessing goes, this I will probably need, but it's not there. Do you mean guessing what language something is from? Or guessing an accent? This inquiring mind suddenly needs to know, you know? Okay, I have that. Let's bring out... this one. No, not Riptide. Loyalty. Okay. And we'll put actually, maybe I'll keep them both. Let's move everything down the line. Won't be chopping for the moment. We may end up chopping later today, but hopefully not for the moment. Shears will be big. I think that's it. No, boys, it's okay. We don't need your services for the moment. Thank you very much. Okay, so you hear someone speaking Almanic German. You put together clues and include German from Switzerland. That's cool. I actually like that. That's a really interesting ability or hobby, I guess. This, that, the other. Get the white. Maybe I will have enough. I think that's probably more than I need, actually. That's okay. We have yellow carpet out the wazoo. That's fine. Let's make a bunch more yellow. White carpet. And then I'm going to need some red, I think. Yep, I did not bring red. Smart. We'll grab some red before we get too far here. At one point I would have said procrastination. That's not an Olympic sport. And there's a reason. Because, you know, nobody ever got around to it. But I would say... that is a tough question. The question of the day being that one. Makes me want to know now. I'm actually curious what I would use. Oh, red's this way. 2, 3, maybe? I think how much red. Yeah, that's probably way more than I'm going to need, so I'll make a ton of red carpet. We can always use it around the base. Yeah, that's more than I need. So let's put this one back. Insides. Reds, yellows. Perfect. So, back up to the roof. It's probably faster. Oh, no. Out the door. Out the door. Cool. I am quite a fan of history programming. I tend to watch a good bit of like the History Guide, which is an American who loves to do the history that deserves to be remembered kind of things. And the most recent one I enjoyed was him talking about the history of beds, which was kind of cool. So that was very, very helpful. What else do we have? Minimize one of my other windows. Okay. Oh, This is going to be a bit of a back and forth today because I keep forgetting things. And I meant to make scaffolding before I came over here. And I forgot. That's pretty critical. Being able to reach things. I can fly, but I didn't even bring anything to stack up with. So that would have been something. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you doing? Thank you very much. I be late as usual. Today everything was just... yeah. That 4-letter was doing its thing. We are here, and Bob has lent us some wonderful... yeah, I didn't bring a ton of that. I guess we're going to deal with some less scaffolding, I suppose. At least we don't have a bazillion of them hanging around. 60 ought to do anyways. I'm going to put the string in, that if we get stuck, I can easily find it, add in the add box. Yeah. Okay. North. Okay. That's okay. That's all right. Everybody's had one of those days. So for those of you that it's not the first day of the week, oh, forgot about that. For those of you that's not the first day of the week, please do tell how has the week been treating you so far, the work week that is. And for those of you that it is the first day of the week, sorry to hear it. I guess. Ooh, I love the little wavy bear. That is awesome. Getting way distracted and love it. Ow. Okay, where am I going with this? I originally did not want to carpet the heck out of this thing. It was not on my list of to-dos, but unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast when you've got a lot of a lot of surface to cover, that even though it's multiple different colors, you kind of have to do something about it, or we're going to have all kinds of visitors that we're not keen on. Yeah. Heck. Ooh. My brain must be in a swing mood today, because that one caught my attention last week as well. Ew. Sorry, this yellow carpet does not look good on the concrete, but I don't see a whole lot of other super easy, super inexpensive mob proofing formats aside from I could light it up. That kind of defeats the purpose. Just defeats whatever he wants to. Why didn't you quit using wiggly emotes? I don't have a problem with that. Do you? Look at the first one going, that is cool. QATW partner. I like Simon Red's work. That's pretty neat. Ha ha. There you go. See? We're all good. That one actually reminds me of someone else, which is pretty interesting. I'll have to see if they've got one like it. I follow and am followed by Lammy Pie. This is Lammy Pie, and very interesting streamer, that one. Some days their stuff works for me and some days it doesn't. But suffice to say that their work is neat, and their character is very much a raccoon of more the Trash Panda style. So, the troublemaking variety. They're not a troublemaker set, but the troublemaking variety of Trash Panda. And so they have a good number of silly emotes with raccoons in them. Oh, see, I knew I'd do something like this. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up on that one. I think it was via Griffin, via a raid into Griffin Prime. Yep. Tough part with putting carpet on carpet is you can't see it. So if you've already done it, you don't know it's there. If that makes any sense. So yeah, I like Lammy Pie's stuff. Just sometimes her community is too much for me. Let's put it that way. We're accepting and friendly and family friendly here. But there are days we just need to be able to go, grr, I've had a tough day. And that's cool. And sometimes I have a tough day with people of a marginalized group. And so there are places one can talk about that, and there are places one can't. And that was just the only headache I'd ever had with that particular community, was that I had a challenge and it didn't fit their model, which is, it is what it is. Okay, so rather than getting all negative, because nobody needs negativity, let's just keep up with the job. I'm gonna have to turn on the lighting thing, just so that I can make sure I don't miss spots, particularly on the carpet, because that would just be a pain to miss one, and have to come back up later. This one, Probably. I mean, I suspect, Tai, I will probably, actually, just give me one split sec. What I'm going to do is drop the follow. I don't know if you're a streamer or not, but I'm going to drop the follow because it makes it easier for me to see suggestions of who you might recommend if we're into similar communities. So now I remember how to close this. There we go. And that allows me to not miss out on opportunities for expanding my viewing horizons. Yeah. Far less exciting than it sounds. On the bright side, I guess, in a twisted sort of way, the individual who I was having a challenge with, I have heard rumors that they're not coming back to scouting this year. They were already a year held back by their parents in the scouting section we were in, just because their parents felt that they were not necessarily, prepped and mature and ready to move on to the older section. And but the parents were on the fence, so it's possible that could change. And I've learned a lot more about myself and techniques and things to manage my stress over people that get under my skin in the way this person did. So it's less of a concern than it used to be. But yeah, sometimes some communities are so welcoming that it feels weirdly awkward. And that's, I think, probably why I don't often jive with the Lammy Pie community. Yeah. It's interesting. We've had exposure the last few years. I'm dancing all over topics that I usually say don't talk about on stream just because it's difficult to do it sensitively. But it's one of those, when I got something on my mind, I kind of have to say it. And I do apologize to all those involved. Oh, for the love of Murgatroyd. Really? That's fine. Okay, so suffice to say, I'm going to take this out and let's hope I don't die. But on the other hand, I can get back from spawns. It's not too bad. I've had a good amount of exposure in the last decade or so to various people of various different presentations, I suppose. Everything from some neurodivergence through, aside from myself, through to those that choose to visibly present differently than they might have been originally expected. You can tell I'm not versed in the terminology well enough to be able to handle this well. Anyways, where I'm trying to go with this ridiculousness in my head is, ooh, hey, I can jump without splat. That's nice. But where I'm going with the idea is that I'm still very awkward, right? Because although my head consciously thinks one thing, I'm still dealing with, the bit about, like, as you grow up, you're sort of trained to say things in a particular way, and it's challenging to keep up the level of focus required to not make mistakes when talking to or loosely about other people. So, yeah. And I feel really bad when I make mistakes on those fronts. This, can I do it without missing? Yep. There we go. But suffice to say, I'm more familiar now with some individuals who have decided that they are not who they originally presented to be, and some of them are under the age of majority, so that makes life very, very unique for them. And odder, interesting for me to get used to. Yes. Don't know how else to put it. And so I very much support them in everything they do. I just have a difficulty with not accidentally using former terminology. Can I get more awkward than that? Probably. So anyway, they recognize it, but thankfully they're of the mindset at this point that as long as they believe the person is putting in an effort, then they're not offended. And I do definitely put in an effort. But it's also interesting because, and Kevin's my son's at school, so I can say this. But he told me that one of his favorite teachers from last year, they left the school. Okay, that's cool. And then he made some comment about, like later on in the same conversation about same teacher's last name and she and whatever. And I said, oh, thinking of a different school where there's actually a couple, like as in a husband and wife team that both teach there. I was thinking, did their spouse work at the school? And he's like, oh, no, it's, and then he just kind of got quiet. And it's like, oh, I just tripped over that one and like barreled right into some trouble, didn't I? And my son said, yeah, I'm not really sure how to deal with this. I said, trust me, it's not easy. If you need tips, ask your dad, only because one of his former workplaces had that very thing happen. And also my son and my husband think fairly similarly to each other in a lot of different ways. So there may be tips or tricks or, not really mnemonics, but other ways of remembering without being rude. But it was kind of interesting because I said, so without being too blunt, basically this person went Violet because Violet was the name chosen by one of our other friends who has decided they are different than they first appeared. And my son said, yeah, that's about the size of it. It's like, okay, cool, I get this. This is fine. Now it just becomes a matter of remembering. But I said, so how much contact do you have with this person? And my son doesn't know yet because he's put that teacher's subject on his options list, but we don't know if that teacher's going to be actually teaching that subject or not. I think last year it was drama or something. So I don't know yet how that's going to turn out, but it's just an interesting thing to know that, that has happened, and it's kind of cool and says a lot of very positive things for me about the school in terms of, inclusivity, simply because they apparently were open-minded and willing to have this teacher make that change. I thought that was pretty awesome. So anyways, yeah. By the way, I think it said in my little bio, but I am in Canada, which means that some of the things I do sound American. Sometimes the things I say sound American. However, I have an awfully awkward habit of using terminology from other parts of the planet, partly through having done tech support jobs or procrastinating for sure. The thing is, how would you score it? Or would you even get around to it? Tough part, aside from... Thank you for derailing, by the way. I appreciate that, because I knew it was getting into awkward places. The tough part about... for me, picking a topic, or let's say procrastinating in that sense, is not simply the getting around to it part, but also so many things can present as procrastination that may or may not actually be, as in... So, let's start off. I'm defining procrastination as the conscious decision to put something off, put off an activity that you feel needs to be done, because for whatever reason you just don't want to do it. And as an Olympic sport, that would be really kind of interesting, I think. I'm not sure how you'd score it. Maybe that would be a very long set of Olympics. If you had, last person standing in not doing a particular activity. Oh, I completely forgot about brown. Okay, so writing this down. Uh-oh. Find a scrap that doesn't already have other notes on it. I don't even know what some of these things mean. The other list. This is a scratched out one, so that'll probably work. Brown. That in front of my face. We'll see how long that lasts. So yeah. See, I'll put that off for later. But in this case, it's convenience because that way we're not dipping back and forth to storage 30,000 times in a stream. So there's a reason, a method to that madness. I wish I had inverse procrastination. There was an autistic gentleman on a video I was watching, who I discovered later actually was recommended, like the video was recommended to me because I was watching someone who has ADHD and autism, and then so this other person got recommended. But anyways, someone who was talking about autism from the inside was talking about having reverse procrastination as they think of it. And what that is it presents like procrastination, but some projects get put off or take forever to do, not because the individual doesn't want to do it, but they get put off because the individual can't focus and settle on doing a task or activity because so many other tasks or activity on their to-do list, whether immediate or scheduled for later, bother them, and they keep thinking about it until these other things get done. So frequently their high level of productivity is actually, it appears as procrastination because they're very highly productive on things that are not necessarily immediate. That seems really odd, but sometimes I wish I'd have that level of procrastination, or not procrastination, sorry, I don't know, inverse procrastination abilities, I suppose, because then I would be more productive at something, as opposed to the more common stereotype ADHD elements of procrastination appearance, because I can't get something done. You know, like you get zero productivity. Not productivity on the wrong thing, just zero. So, yeah. Not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah. On the monologuing front, I will say that does play in a little bit to why I've been joking with Fantastic Sherlock Fox that he would make an absolutely fantastic streamer. Because when there's nobody actively talking to you, monologuing is where it's at, man. As one of my favorite old kids programs says, the hero says to the villain, made you monologue. When you think about it, there's an awful lot of villains in films that do. One of the most notable coming to mind being Goldfinger from the James Bond franchise. He goes on at length. Anyhow, so I will say I've only known about the lovely four-letter acronym, and I keep calling it that because it's very much sarcasm intended. Only known about it for less than a year. It was last spring. I don't know, February, whatever. Some time in the last year. And initially it's one of those things that people have joked is the honeymoon stage. Like, yay, I have all kinds of answers and information, and then you start to realize there's too many areas the various elements affect life which of course sucks, because of that. And you realize that although things can be managed, it's not like you're sick and you can get better. And you also realize that sometimes it touches so many things that I can see why people think it's an excuse. Sometimes I tell myself that. And that I'm starting to, I shouldn't say understand, because the reality is one will never understand. Because you're not in somebody else's head, right? Like that's the bald truth of it. You're not in someone's head. But people will never understand how hard it is for people you have to deal with. Even if you have a reason, as in like an answer or a reason, doesn't mean the symptom isn't horribly frustrating, annoying, upsetting, you name it, to the other people you're with. And having just had my 17th wedding anniversary this weekend, I seriously appreciate... Oh, pink too. Feeling right out pink. Pink. Okay, I just added pink to that other one. So I seriously respect Fox in so many ways that I may not have thought of before. Because, he's still here. Or whatever. Because there's days that it's not just me who's not a fan of this. Okay, I need to get... I put carpet there. Aha! There we go. So anyway, yeah, I'm starting to see that side of things. And sometimes changes or improvements or, I don't know, management techniques just don't seem to apply or, I don't know, get figured out in a way that I can make manageable fast enough. Because I'm still in that state where I don't know if I'm going to ever stop wanting to have the energy to mask and be quote unquote normal. Because I came from a family background where my dad is the kind of guy who he doesn't often get sick from anything, like not even your head colds or whatever. But when he does, it's not the end of the world. He's not one of those man cold variety. It's that he does absolutely everything possible in his power to make it go away and be resolved and whatever as quick as humanly possible. That's the thing, though. We think we're not interesting to somebody else, but you've been putting up with me for, what, 2.5 years now? Nearly 3? Not just you personally, but I mean the community. And people still, for the most part, still keep coming. I mean, today is not a great measure of that. But then again, that whole not starting on time thing is a big deal. Right? So I did that to myself today. One of these days, Mama Bear, one of these days, I think we're going to have an open mic day. And what I mean by that is that's not a threat. I'm just saying, not intended as such anyway. But I think it would be kind of fun to have a bit of a verbal AMA, I guess. Most of the stuff people would actually want to ask me has already been asked, so it's not necessarily, an exciting adventure of a suggestion. But it's a thing that I've thought about. Or, group conversation. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a solo thing. Like, I know there's a few streamers out there that I watch from time to time. There's never enough hours in the day to watch stuff. But anyways, for whom they do not solo stream yet. They said they've considered it on occasion, but they don't yet. And the reason they don't yet is purely because they feel they need somebody to talk to and or talk with, because the stuff they have to talk about is not exciting. So, you do things like adding games or questions of the day that hopefully are thought-provoking. like these sports, right? Okay, I'm going to take a quick flyby and see if I've got most of this front section done. I don't see any X's that... Oh, I do see X's. I was going to say I didn't see any that were not expected because of the colors, but no. I see some. I think you probably could do fun just fine. But just because one can doesn't mean one has to, right? I'm learning that quite quickly. I think one of the reasons I don't succeed at getting Fantastic Sherlock Fox to also stream from time to time is that, number one, most importantly, he's a busy fox. Has busy things. Like just, you know, work, life, etc. Somebody's got to be the big person and parent. Because there are days I don't do so hot. There's also the fact that he actually for many years was a trainer for one of the companies he worked in and had to go to other companies' spots and, you know, we do the talking all day long while people are supposed to listen to you. And that can be really draining. Oh, I missed a red one. Fiddlesticks. Well, at least I have to comply for that. So I think that he's probably still in a state where he's kind of burnt out on that and still has to do, you know, meetings and such. Where is that? Still has to do meetings and such in his line of work in such a way that people, you know, have to listen and he has to be on game, and that's not always pleasant. So it would make streaming less of a hobby and more of a chore, and that's not what it needs to be. You know, I mean, for those that rely on it as a job, sure, you could say that it needs to be a job. But for most of us, if it feels like a job, I don't think we should be doing it. Right? It should be a hobby with perks. I think I've got most of it. There's one red spot I can see I've missed. And then I just head over to the tail section. Red there. Which side was that? Is that this side? Sure! Feels like a parrot. Now, I will admit on that, I say that, you know, and then some days I do make it feel like a chore anyways, but that's partly because of the why. Like the why I enjoy streaming. And long made short is that I stream because some days I actually just don't get in the groove or have much of a focus of any sort whatsoever without streaming. I've heard of other people doing the same thing, in that whatever their particular mental state is, it benefits from keeping a semi-regular routine of some sort of forced faux social? Faux show. I mean, to some extent it can be healthy. Would not necessarily call streaming material educational in a lot of cases. Makers and crafting stuff I do find quite educational. Oh, and it's nighttime. Give me a spot to find a bed. There we go. Makers and crafting for the most part can be educational, because of course you're learning about things other people do. I mean, gaming I suppose could be, but I wouldn't call it that. Yeah, that's random enough. Set again. So, not like we necessarily learn a whole ton, but I would say that something interactive, so a live piece, is almost always going to be, I would say, more educational than fed video, such as long VODs or YouTube videos or whatever. YouTube videos can be educational as well, but the thing is, the reason I say live streaming is better in an educational sense is because it has that interactivity, and how did someone put it the other day? not apprehension, awareness in a sort of background sense for those you had to be there moments. You might miss something or whatever. And all of that keeps your brain a little bit more engaged. I mean, yes, I recognize that I, along with a lot of other daytime streamers, for many viewers are really nothing more than, might as well be a radio station, right? And in that case, in that sense, I have serious respect for DJs. Big time respect for DJs. Because they managed to pull off this talking to what really is nobody. And this is why some DJs insist on having a co-DJ. But they've managed to pull that off day in and day out as part of their job. And serious respect. Okay. So I think we might have this puppy covered on the outside. Now it's time to start covering on the inside. Oh no, I need the brown and the pink, right? Right. We're close to home. Let's just go get those done. Then the outside's finished. I shouldn't have too much too much pink to deal with on the inside, but I do have a load of brown wool to deal with on the inside. So Bob has very kindly lent us the sponges we need to dry this thing out. And should take advantage of that. Then you can have them back, right? Okay. This was yellow. Bob is awesome. Bob is definitely awesome. Bob is also more coordinated than me. He managed to pull off a day job, some interesting meals, shows up at some streams, so quad score on that one, and manages to, on occasion, stream himself, which means, if I can find the button to work, what was that? Looking for buttons, there we go. Does that work? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out if that works. Let's do one of these. I am going to cross my fingers I got it right. There we go. So, yeah. So he's a very interesting person. And Mama Bear, although she's not a streamer, she is a very active mod who keeps my sanity. Almost as much as Fantastic Sherlock Fox does. So that's saying something. But also she keeps us going in terms of having the right stuff. So she... that sounds really weird. Wasn't meant to sound awkward, but yeah. That should... I think that'll be enough. I needed brown and I needed pink, right? Pink was the one, but it's... Ooh, it's magenta. This way. Magenta, closer. Pink, closer. We used pink concrete, so let me just take a quick look at pink on... Oh, come on. Once I've had it in my inventory, I should be allowed to at least see it, even if I can't make it. That's not fair. No go, game. No go. Okay, so maybe I'll just take one stack of each and we'll decide when we're out there. Okay, let's get back out there. The stairs. Why not? Oh, that's why not. I had a choice. I go up or I go down, and it's about the same either way. I suppose I should spawn-proof the roof someday? Actually, should. But I will probably do that with, not torches. What's the word? figure it out at some point. Splat. Or splat. Okay, so we've got pink or magenta. Standing here looking at it, I think pink it is. Okay. Yeah. Were you referring to the roof or were you referring to the sub, Mama Bear? I was thinking for the roof, I could actually go slabs or alternately, oh, that's not good. Let's use that carpet. You can stay there for just a second. That's fine. Alright, now I can hold that. 2, 3. I don't have yellow with me, so I'll put this there. Alright. The roof, yes. One of the things I also thought for the roof, actually, because it's a roof, might not look horribly bad to do the, because it's all dark oak. That actually might not look horribly bad to do the thing in tile. Not tile, word. Those ridiculous chocolate bar trapdoors that dark oak gives you. I think that would probably work on the roof. I'd have to keep digging them up anytime I went to put something down, like trees. Same problem with slabs. But yeah, I think that might look kind of cool texturally. We don't have a ton of options. That would probably work. Okay, so we've got that one, and then I have to go back up. It's raining. Just about any time it's raining in this game, and I actually comment on it, I get "It's Raining on Prom Night" from the musical Grease stuck in my head. How I wish that was not a thing sticking in my head. Earworms are such an ADHD thing, but it happens in other places too. It's just apparently we're more prone to having a need to, I don't know, make use of or go through whatever the next line, right? The next part. Got the front of the sub. Got that lip. Let's see what else we need. I'm just going to free cam it this time because we can float rather than do the flyby. I missed one there. And I think that's it for the outside. What's this? Yeah, back corner of the wheel. Okay. Side sets. So when someone starts in a stream or something else to sing a song, I am very quickly getting the earworm of that song stuck in my head, and then needing to, in my head at least, come up with the next line. It has its pros and cons, but it happens very frequently, and it's funny sometimes because every once in a while a streamer has done that, and then I went and commented on the fact that, oh, thank you for the earworm, like, just thank you. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing is kind of irrelevant. And they're like, haha, got you. I knew you were going to do that. Oh, man, really? Because it's raining, should... Ages ago, I was watching the content creator, The Pigglesworth, and Piggy, as he goes by, was talking about. Oh, I need this. I don't think I need. Come back for the pink. There. Now I have room for sponge. I need at least one hand. Oh, and I can get rid of magenta. So Piggy was talking about the fact that he had to teach himself to be able to stream by talking by putting almost all of his internal thoughts external. That sounds weird, but I think you guys know what I mean. Basically, talk to yourself, right? And that has its pros and cons. Oh, I'm going to need... Take one, so I come back. So where I was going with this is, it has its pros and cons, of course, because when you talk to yourself, you know, a lot of that stuff that's inside your head comes out. Like, that's sort of the point. It's basically to stick your internal monologue external as a streamer or as a content creator. Oh, that door's gonna need to be bigger. Whatever. So by doing so, that's great until you got... I figured ADHD would not work too well that way. I forgot about that. Okay. Guess we're gonna be doing it. Let's see. What happens? I don't think I can waterlog carpet, right? Yeah, it pops off. That's what I figured. So, yeah. So, where I was going with that is, as an ADHD individual, that's not ideal, because when we talk to ourselves, it's partly that we have busy minds. So a busy mind makes for a very busy mess inside, and sometimes you don't always want all that inside outside, because it's very much not interesting to people, yourself included, half the time. So yeah. On the other hand, people joke a little bit about Bigglesworth's, what do we call it? Likelihood, I guess, of making crazy little high-pitched noises. Apparently, as I heard the story, he started out by doing puppet shows as a little place of worship. So I'm not really surprised that he defaults to high-pitched crazy noises, because that's kind of what you often get out of youth puppet shows, you know? What's that? Probably a squid or something, I think. It's ink sac. Woo! I suppose. So, yeah. Anyways, where I'm going with that is, I guess it makes logical sense then that he'd be that way. Alright, so that was kind of pointless because I just tried stuff out and then realized that unless I keep it like that, it's going to fill itself back in. And I don't think I brought enough supplies to block it off. Well, we'll do what we can. And then see what we can move. Right? We'll do this side first. Let's see. Disney... Sorry. I'm just noticing Fantastic Fox's stuff that seems to be a little out of band, so... We're talking about Geek Out category was Disney, miscellaneous. One title in which a scene takes place in Paris. Aha, yes. Ratatouille, I believe, was supposed to be Paris because in several scenes you can actually see the Eiffel Tower, I believe. Let's see. So, 1, 2, 3. So I can get a little further. 3. Ooh, I only need 2. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, and then we should be able to deal with the sponge there. Or 2. Ah. You're usually out of bed. No, it just... That's... Uh-oh. Say, that's fine. That's uh-oh. Hee. I dropped you the sponge. No good. No good. Let's go find it. Sponge, where'd you go? Sponge? Sponge! Hello. Oh, not there. How did... Okay, well, now I have to figure out where I have my break-in spot? Oh, is this the upper one? Shoot, I don't have a break-in spot on these. Alright, well, I'm gonna make a break-in spot. Right. Why? Why there? Because it's sort of hidden? Yes? In. No fish. Uh-oh. That's no good. Where? Where? I should at all times count up to 69. And this is not happening. Where is Wet Sponge? You, fine Wet Sponge friend, where did you go? This way? So I'm not seeing it, which is not good. Because it fell somewhere. Aha, there it is. Maybe. Thank you. Alright. Hitboxes. Yes! Mama Bear is incredibly right. Hitboxes would be so sensible here. Which means... I'm just kidding. Dun 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 dun! Will we actually do it? Negatory! No, just kidding. Okay, so now... Yeah, I really did not do this well. Okay, so I'm going to swim back up the front, or direction or something that opens up. There we go. And I'm going to grab some of the blocks that we have not made into carpet yet. Try and color code them in such a way... north. Try and color code them in such a way that I don't accidentally start ripping out parts of the sub when we go to clean up. I'm going to try and clean up as much as we can. It's probably easier than heading back and grabbing completely unrelated blocks. I don't think I have any of the other random... What's this? That's the wallet. Golden carrots aren't going to help. Okay. This is this and that box. Don't need that much carpet for now. Especially not the brown. 2, 3. Yellow blocks, because I don't think I have a whole lot of interior stuff that I wouldn't know yellow from. Pink will start. That'll work well. I'll use yellow as our backup. Right? Reasonable. I did not end up using the blue concrete, so I can use that. That'll work too. Let's ditch the yellow. Blue. Didn't use that blue at all. So between these three, we should be okay. I'm hoping. Here's hoping. And I'm still debating whether I might actually go and square off, use this line and actually square off the box anyways, for viewability purposes, and then potentially terrace out from there. Let's start up top. Actually, I should maybe finish off this little box zone, because then I can plug up the hole. Right? Plug it for now, like this, and we can see how much it takes to dry this place out. This is source blocks somewhere. Okay, source blocks. You gotta go. Wow. Oh, fish, you're going to be in trouble soon, I know. Ooh. Game does not want to deal with fish, do they? There? Yep. One of the reasons I'm keeping rockets in my inventory rather than pulling them out. And that must be from above. Right over here. Oh. Gonna have some fun. And I need it. One of the reasons I kept the rockets in my inventory is so that we can actually fairly easily head off to the Nether to go and dry sponges relatively rapidly. So this may not be a one stream endeavor, but it will definitely, I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm hoping it'll be a 1 week max thing. I keep forgetting that the sponges are like a 3D deal. In other words, in theory, I can do this. I'm not using them in the world's most efficient way. Okay, it does the trick. It's almost done. Where's it? Here? Nope, where's it coming from? Right under our noses. Come on. This is definitely not the world's most effective way of doing things. Sorry, fishy. You lose. So, put one more lantern there. Ah, not that. Not that. Go back. Okay, so looks like we got this wet place done. I was trying to swim up. Not a thing. Okay. Let's see what's there. Could probably use a lantern rather minimally. We'll see. I don't know. Unlikely, but we'll see. If we're making good progress, I might. What is... I just got asked if I'm running longer. I mean, I really should be prepared on these sorts of things. Because people do have things to do and places to be on Tuesdays. Unlikely. Because I believe we'll watch and see how things go, but if I get the notice that our fine friend Wolfen has gone live, then I will certainly not go long. If Wolfen does not, then I may. How's that? I know it's awkward and doesn't explain a whole lot. Okay, so I can carpet this. Until I go out the door, which is going to be a problem, but I'll leave that for like 2 minutes from now, me. Right, we'll deal with that 2 minutes from now, me. Because I should have brought trapdoors as a temporary measure. Oh, I have actually a, what is the word? I have an ender chest on me, so some of these might become moot shortly. Come on, break. break. I don't want to have to put up scaffolding. Come on, let's go. Yes, this is not the world's best lighting abilities, but no, that one. Oh, I'm gonna have to put up scaffolding after. Fiddle. Somebody told me recently that I could be using honey blocks in lieu of scaffolding. The only problem with the honey block, as far as I see it, to use it in lieu of scaffolding, is like they come down fairly easily. That's fine. You can land on them if you're flying. That's fine. You don't land in them. And because they come down easily, then I guess they're okay if you have to go up repeatedly, like you just take down the tower and build it again. But if I was going to be going up and down repeatedly, I'd rather not have to rebuild it again. Sorry, this song is hilarious as a title, or it's called Cardio. It's not really all that funny as a title, I guess. But the artist is Superintendent McCupcake. Make of that what you will. But it does give me a smile. This is so much easier, I think, than filling the whole thing with sand and then having to come pull the sand out. Eventually I'll figure out a pattern. Apparently not today. I need here. This not. There we go. So now, for those people who play on Java, it just occurred to me: is scaffolding? Two questions: does it get washed away by water? Second question is, does it get waterlogged? Because it just occurred to me, maybe I could plug the hole with scaffolding? Maybe? So I need to... That's useless. Excellent. We're going to build ourselves a little... Oops, I guess I didn't need that corner. Didn't need that corner. Hello. This. That. Let's build ourselves a little box. So I can get out the door. Well, it's fine. And... Ah! Okay, that will do for now. Not a perfect solution, but that will do, because it's only a temporary solution. There we go. Okay. One side of this thing done. Ha 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 ha. Think. Second from the end. Let's get. Can we get any more done in the next 20 minutes? Probably. This one and that one. Now we know what to do. Here and there. And watch it get all messed up. I do this. Interesting. So the other one, it's an air bubble. But this one is water filled. That's it. Different than I thought. Okay, let's go. This. Take down, right? Oh, wow. You take forever to break. Okay. Fine. We'll just dry it out and bring them down. Over there. Okay. Lights. I need another one on the side. Lights. Here. This doesn't show on the outside. Nope. Lights. That's just weird. Okay. Very confusing. As you can tell, this is my first time actually using sponges to do anything. So I'm sure there's probably a far more efficient way of doing things. If anybody does know, please let me know. Bob and Swanky probably both have a better idea how to do this. Oh. It's funny, it's annoying when they're not source blocks when you're mining them out. But then when it gets to be down in the bottom and you are trying to dry it out, you don't want it to be source blocks. So that's that. We have a whole ton of wet sponges. I'm going to do right. I think this is coming in from elsewhere. But at least got me enough that I can get this bit. Get these sponges down, and then we need to make a run to... Uh-oh, wet sponge, where'd you go? Maybe I should go outside. Huh. Alright. Take Mama Bear's very good advice. Ah, wet sponge. You're not allowed to run away. This one. I can use wet sponges for something else, actually. Stand up. Or not. I thought I was going to stand up there. I guess not. The randomness of the locations of the wet sponges. Kind of silly. You are source blocks, and you're not allowed to be source blocks anymore because I say so. There. I also realized I think it's a hoe that breaks these things faster. I'm not entirely sure. Fantastic Truck Fox, you'll need to remind me because I'm not entirely sure which particular bug you're referring to. Really? So I actually am unable to answer your question. Oh! No, I did not know that. Huh. I have no clue, actually. I've never tried that. So what we can do, one of the things we can do then, is because I need to go to the base for the nether anyways. Then I can just quickly pop up into one of my farms that is being harvested by minecarts and see if there's that bug appears to be there. Okay. Should have done that with carpet, but you know, forgot. Wool. Wool! Wool, as my daughter says. I don't get it. So we talked about accents and pronunciations. I have yet to meet anybody who says wool, like coming from sheep, as though it rhymes with pool, as in the place you swim in or the game you play. I have yet to see that. But for some reason, that's how my daughter insists on pronouncing it. And I don't think it's just to mess with her mom. I mean, there is that possibility, but I don't believe that's the case. So I have no idea where she picked that up from. And I honestly thought that it would be wool, or, well, I can't even repeat what I was thinking of. Are you kidding me? I guess I can't. Oh, thank you, I think. That's probably not smart with the guy outside, but oh well. Oh, no, actually, it's like, yeah, I'll just get the hoe from the toolbox in the ender chest, which, no, the toolbox is not in the ender chest at the moment. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah, we'll definitely have to double check and see about that minecart thing. But anyways, the wool thing, I don't know where my daughter picked it up. Like, I figured, you know, there's wool that rhymes with pull, as in like to push and pull. Or you could say it in a way where I guess you could really shorten up the double O, so that it kind of has the if that makes any sense, as in book. A book, nook, that sort of thing, cook. But to have it rhyme with pool, to me, just seems odd in that I can't think of an accent that does that. So I don't know where she got that from. And that's been going on for years. Which is also interesting because clearly either she's not developed it or is less or more conscious of it. But she doesn't pick up accents from her friends nearly as much as I do from other people. Which is probably a good thing, because my dad doesn't realize he does it. And it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. We live in, you know, being in Canada, we have access to, we do have a good number of French people. Let me correct that. French-speaking people. Quebecois. Or, oh, I guess it is an air bubble. Okay. Or Quebecers or whatever in that sense. We do have a good number of people who speak that, and yet aren't that many really around in my part of the country. Our neighbor is pretty strong with that. But sometimes when we're out and about and my dad's around someone who's got an accent like that, two things happen. One, he accidentally picks up a little tiny bit of it. He may have a genetic thing, I don't know. But, genetic thing in terms of like French background. But the other thing is somehow it twigs in his brain inevitably to make political jokes based off of one of our previous francophone prime ministers. I don't understand it, but as you can see, that would be kind of embarrassing in certain situations. All right. Well, that didn't work out well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steal 4 from here. These are harmless ones that are very unlikely to spawn zombies and the like. And that guy is just waiting for me. Hopefully he'll have something interesting. Hello. Let's go find you. Buddy, where are you? Oh, he's on the outside. Quite literally. Okay. Go through the hole. Alright. So we need to go to the base and to the nether. And I don't need as much of the yellow as I thought I did until I get down to the bottom part of the sub, where it's all yellow and brown underneath. That doesn't sound right when I just say it's yellow and brown, but yeah. I used brown as a way of like marking the pencil line that we often have. Okay, oh, I went the wrong way. I wanted to look at mine carts. Kelp. Uh-oh. What happened in the kelp farm? I have some pieces that just want to sit there today. Oh well. I don't know how to make that stop happening. If I could figure that out, I would. Usually it has to do with moving water, but the way that the kelp farm is designed, it's not super effective. Okay, so we were looking at minecarts that seem to stop when they're unloaded, I think you said? Oh, phooey. I left. Keep talking about... Okay. We will come right back to the minecarts. I'm just going to grab a super cheap axe. I feel like punching. Come on. Ah, yeah, sure. That'll work. That'll work. So they stop when unloaded. Kind of curious what you mean by that. Let's take a look at the minecarts we've got and see what they do. That's fine. That's cool. Thank you very, very much, Mama Bears. We've talked about that real life always comes before streaming. So first off, let's grab with our hand. Bonk. Oop, come on. There's nothing in the hopper. Right? Okay, so if I have anything in, oops. There's anything in the barrel. Nothing in the barrel. Let's see. Sure, I'll grab that. That'll work. Stop when unloaded. Well, let's load it with something and find out. Ah, come on. Need an empty hand. Okay. Grab the minecart, load this stuff up. So it's got a stack of does not seem to be. And it does seem to unload slowly. It also says to me I should probably put in a second hopper. Otherwise that's going to be there for an each. But I don't think I actually have a problem with that. So I don't know if that answers your question, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. But it does not seem like this one is getting stopped. Now, I may not be replicating the situation correctly. But it's slowly getting there. That answers it? Okay. So it doesn't seem to be... Now, it's a possibility that if it did, frankly, I'd be curious to know, like, does it start up again? Because I actually would like that, if that was a thing. Last season when I was doing Last season when I was doing farms operated by villagers and I had to collect up the wheat they dropped and the seeds they dropped, I actually built intentional unloaders into the farm, so that basically the redstone stopped as long as there was anything in the cart, and then it started up again to set the cart off once things were empty. And if that was sort of built into the game now, that would be cool. I mean, I'm sure there'll be people that will swear up and down that, oh my god, Mojang broke the game because this thing does or doesn't happen, whatever your preferred format is. So I could see that people will complain. What do I need? Do I need something out of here? No, I think I just need to dry the sponges and then get back to it, right? Possibly some more white, but we can deal with that later. Alrighty. Do a quick refresh. Okay. Not yet. We're good. Alright, so we need to go to the nether purely to dry out the sponges. I love the fact that we can do this on the roof, because it makes life so much easier. Oh, and I'll dry them on the roof, then I'll go get the hoe. Use this. Let's put a big long row. Which are spawnable, so I don't want to leave them here for too long. Make a lovely drying out sound. Okay, great. I am running. Sort of. She is running. Bring the proper hoe next time, but just make an iron one. Done. I like the idea I saw the other day of a honey elevator. And someone showed me how to make honey block elevators, so I may have to go buy some honey blocks and do that. It had a little bit of redstone to stop the the floors. So you had control over which floor you were at. But otherwise, pop-up message, 5 minutes. Excellent day. Alright, what was I wanted? There was something I wanted. Do I have a spare one? Nope. Okay. 1, 2. Stick. 2. Should have an iron hoe. This one. Perfect. Okay, we're back. I'm back in business. Aha! I know what we're up to. I mean, plenty of places to go. Yeah, using the hoe is so much faster, so we're going to switch when we get back to site to the repairable diamond hoe. Although I'm probably going to use this one up as well. Because we're going to have to come back and do this a few times. But the diamond hoe will pick them up even faster. You can see that the Bobby in the corner in my mini-map, not Bobby, sorry, the mini-map, takes a while to update. Okay, do I have them all? 64 and 5, 69. Okay, good, that's what I got loaned. We're good. And Motown Mickey is nearly at 2 hours. I don't know how long they tend to run. That is a bit of a concern. I said I needed something. What did I need? If I can't remember, let's just rock it. White carpet. That's what it was. And to reset spawn here, okay, white, white. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. I'm going to do that. All intercarpeting. There. Happy? Happy. Not quite. I got one more block in the inventory. Okay, let's get rid of some of the brown. That. There. Okay, we're out of here. Right? Yes. Swim! So, we're almost at the top of the hour. You guys can see what I'm up to. See if we can clean this puppy out. And I will be digging down some more, so maybe I might do some dig out off camera. We'll see. I'm probably going to go spend some time at a local brick used shop today. I'm just looking for some more parts of one of my missing sets that I would really like to, well, let's see. That I would really like to complete. And I can't even swim in a 2-high slot. What is wrong with me today? That's not styling. There. Len. Honestly. Okay, so see him, and I'm not going to worry about him. Went. Got the one that's fine. This is the one we're short on carpet, right? This. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I leave any sponges? No, because I got it right. So next up, I guess I have to get rid of this guy. You have doors in these. These ones are real. Oh, these ones have less to do in the first place. Alrighty, well. News to me. I guess white concrete repairs will be in order. Come on. One and that. No. The bottom. Yeah. This one out. Is wrong, so I can fix it. Or that one. There we go. Okay. Hello, room. Wow, that was strangely effective. All right. There. Out. Alrighty. We have less lighting than I would have liked. This one? I do not know. 1, 2. Ooh, no good. There, how that one? Alright, so we are just at the top of the hour. I'm not going to bother doing carpet in yellow down this slot because I'm going to come in and fill that with white. You know, adjustments as you go, right? Make the majority of this safe. Not well lit, but it doesn't need to be. And we're going to raid out. I think. Very rinse and repeat, right? So we'll probably be doing some more drying out tomorrow. We'll see how things go. There's a lot of cleanup to do. I guess this is a cleanup week, you know. Took more than a week to build, and then hopefully it won't take a whole week to clean up. Try not to make myself motion sick to the back and forth. All this directional jazz is about. Very, very odd song. There we go. Okay. Well, the lighting is dreadful. We are getting this section dry, so that's good. All right. Out of my hand. You can see what we did a little bit of today. We dried some stuff up, we carpeted some things, and we're going to continue with that tomorrow. I want to say thanks everybody for hanging out. Let's just see who is around. I do not want to step on toes. Huh. I don't see... You're very welcome, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. I'm actually just curious, if someone would pop into Motown Mickey's and just check and see if you think they're going to be around for a bit. Because I do see Genfire is up as well. Now this is live recording, so in other words, there'll probably be times where they want us to shut up. Another option is Mama Melissa is up as well. So that's an option. But just before we do that, I'd like to figure who's liable to be around for a bit, because we could do the double raid, but I'm not entirely sure who's up for that. Right? Now, other question. Oh, why do I have so many? Yeah. So we have repairs. Things to do. Things to change. Perfect. Sounds good. Alright, so we're going to head over there. We're going to head out to Motown Mickey. Please do give them our best. I will probably pop in, say hello, and then I don't know if I'll be sticking around for all that long, but in the meantime, I shall be here tomorrow, 1 hour later. So the aim is to start at noon Eastern, and then we'll carry on until about 2 Eastern-ish. Yeah. Take that with a grain of salt, just because I'm me. Honesty, you know, all that. In the meantime, as I said, let's get that raid started. Exit this one. Start that one. There we go. Magic buttons. All right. Did we manage any mischief?
Mischief managed.
Indeed. All right. So, let's get this one. Escape that. That's better. All right. So, thank you very much for the new follow, Tai Tai. I appreciate that. Thank you for the clue spending for Fantastic Fox to keep things exciting, and also let me know when times are coming. Our moderation team today included Mama Bear 65 and Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and our subs today included the amazing Submarine 73, and conversation also from Tai Tai, and we're off to Motown Mickey. So, as I said, if you're the type that likes Discords, feel free to leave feedback, positive, negative, otherwise, or things you'd like to see. And otherwise, if you're the type that likes emotes, there they are for you on screen. Bottom set is anybody can use them. You don't have to, you know, if that's your bag. But we are off. So have yourselves a great day, and I shall see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.